G'day everybody, welcome back to our playthrough of Starfield, where we are in the town of Londinium, and we are accompanied by Hadrian and Kaiser because we are following through on collecting various samples that are required to essentially achieve being able to clear up the terramorph issue, either with the Achilles or with some kind of microbe or experimental microbe that is going to be developed. Now, as we were going through this facility, we discovered the source of these terramorphs, and they are in fact heat leeches that have, I guess, like morphed into the terramorphs. And that metamorphosis only happens when those heat leeches are in contact with a native floral species, which can only be grown here in Londinium. We've sort of witnessed a bit of a transformation in front of us behind this bulletproof glass. So that is a pretty big revelation, one that has far-reaching implications, obviously, to, I guess, every single settled system in the known, well, not really the known universe, the known galaxy, if you will, because, well, heat leeches are everywhere. They're on ships, and that would really explain why we can only find terramorphs in places that have been settled by humans. So interesting that we have discovered this. What the solution is going to be to try and combat terramorphs, we still don't know. But anyway, we shall push on and see if we can find more of these samples that are required. We are trying to head to the spaceport, if I'm not mistaken, and there is supposed to be another sample somewhere there, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, actually, it's just here.
Deploying lethal countermeasures.
Okay, that's not gonna do the trick, is it? Let me change back to our microgun here. All right. Another terramorph down. And I guess apparently we're collecting the sample from here. Before we do that, I just want to have a look around a little bit and see if we can find stuff that we can loot. Now, one thing that has been a bit of a disappointment so far, though, is the fact that there haven't been too many terramorphs. We have seen a few here and there, but I remember we were sort of exploring a location where there was just so many terramorphs, and I remember almost running out of ammo because of fighting all of those terramorphs. In fact, I think it's actually this planet, isn't it? This is a planet we visited, but we didn't really visit Londinium beforehand, so I'll eat that, thank you very much. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be too much stuff going on here that we can interact with. So let's just grab this sample and see what happens next.
Percival, Kaiser's got the cell data from the New Atlantis and Tau Ceti attacks, right?
Uploaded them myself.
Captain, let Kaiser take a look at that sample.
There you go.
Beginning analysis. It is a match. This suggests with high certainty that the Lazarus plant was used to trigger the attacks on both planets.
There's no way a plant this rare, this fragile, just shows up here, New Atlantis, and Tau Ceti. The transformations on those worlds, they must have been triggered by human hands. Captain, do you understand what it is we just stumbled on here?
I think it means that the Lazarus plant was used to trigger the attack in New Atlantis.
Exactly. Someone saw the Lazarus plant in action and used it to trigger the attacks. Makes some sense, actually. Tau Ceti was likely their first test. Someplace remote where no one would question a few settlers going missing. Ensure the big show, the attack on New Atlantis, would be a success. And the timing of that one. It couldn't have been just luck that it happened right when we were asking the cabinet to do something about the terramorphs. These attacks, I think someone planned them to set all this in motion.
And that someone... Who? I'm sort of thinking maybe this goes back to Ve Victus somehow. But anyway, didn't you say this plant can't grow anywhere but here?
It can't. At least, I didn't think it could. But maybe if we're right about this, someone found a way.
I thought the timings of those terramorphs showing up was a little suspicious.
They certainly were. But having this answer, well, it raises a couple big questions. Who could pull something like this off? And why?
Okay, we've got a lot of different ideas here, but do we even have concrete evidence? Yeah, well, I've got some ideas, but it's far from responsible
okay,
to just
Captain?
start hurling accusations.
That's a good point. An accusation this consequential needs evidence to back it up. Not just conjecture.
Let's save the discussion for when you all aren't standing in the universe's closest equivalent to hell frozen over. If we're gonna do anything to prevent more terramorph attacks, human cause or otherwise, we need that final sample.
Roger that. Kaiser, get us into the spaceport?
The entrance is this way.
Alright. So off to the spaceport from here. And apparently the sample should be there.
I am unable to provide sufficient power to the lock mechanism.
Anyone got ideas where we could get some extra juice?
Local power looks like it was controlled in the security office. Upper floor.
Captain and I can scout it out. Kaiser, see if you can't find another way to get it open.
Roger that. I have restored power to the office entrance. You may proceed.
Okay, somewhere up there. Right, well, let's see if we can restore power to this locked gate. Not sure if we'll find any more terramorphs in the area, but...
There's the control panel. Still looks operable. Of all the things to survive.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second. There's probably a few things we can look at here. Did you pick? I'll take that. Sort of looking for slates if we can find those as well. Hang on, that's a UC Marine spacesuit. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having like a plain UC Marine spacesuit actually. I'll take that. Some creds and some more beer here, which I think I'll take immediately because we might be dealing with a lot more terramorphs, and yeah, we might have to try and negate that damage a little bit. Okay, this is a master lock. Not going to be very easy. Okay, that doesn't exactly help, does it? Can we configure this in any other way? Maybe not. Okay, that's the only fit there. That's the only fit there. Okay, this is definitely a tough one. About this piece here. That fits. But I feel like if we use that there, I'm not going to be able to fit any of the other pieces in. How the hell? I'll go back out actually, and I'm gonna just redo this, let it reset. This looks a little more manageable. There we go. My goodness, we did have a bit of trouble there. Boosted refined bridger. Maybe. I'm sort of having a think of the weapons that we're using currently, guys, and perhaps maybe we need a little bit more heavier ordnance. And perhaps maybe that bridger might not be... Oh, actually, we have a version of the bridger right here. So maybe we don't need the other one. We don't need this either. Might drop that actually, just to give us a little bit of weight back. Yeah, I'll put this in and chuck it there. The other bridger... There. I might drop this as well, because we don't exactly have a lot of mass to work with, so... we could have sold those, technically, but that's okay. Oh my god, more lock stuff. Alright. Try and get through these as quick as possible. Oh, okay. I just screwed myself there. Let me just retry that. How on earth? Okay, I think I've failed that one, and I've used up another digipick as well, which is not great. Okay. At least that's pretty obvious there. There we go. Oh my god, another one. Alright. That, and... I'm not sure about this one. That fits. There. Infantry Alpha in that one. It's pretty good. I might actually take that when we see more enemies. Take that. Take these. Alright, let's activate this thing.
Reactivated. Error. Control system reboot required.
And we do that. Ah, Captain. I think I see it.
Okay.
Reboot engaged. Running diagnostic. Diagnostic complete. Multiple systems unavailable. Warning, priority safety concern detected. Exterior hatch power restored.
Back in business.
Warning, emergency recorder message detected. Transcription process engaged. Playback initiated.
Admiral Sanon, we need to make the evacuation request.
That's my father he's addressing. He was here? Didn't think he'd have the guts to look those soldiers in the eye before blowing this place to pieces.
Admiral!
It just transformed. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe. Colonel, the troops that closed off the sewers after my evaluation, they're all in this facility.
Other than our casualties, yes, sir.
Good. Get them into defensive positions around the spaceport. No one leaves. I'll send ships as soon as possible.
Thank God. None of us wanted to go down swarmed by those things.
That won't be your fate, Colonel. You have my word.
Transcription complete. Physical copy available.
An invisible weapon. He knew. He knew about the Lazarus plant. Grab that recording. We should talk.
God damn. Yeah, okay. The fate of most of those Marines were basically to be bombed instead. Alright, let's collect the data slate, and I think I called it here. I thought Ve Victus had something to do with all of this.
Hey, Victus. He destroyed this place. Killed these people keep what he knew about the Lazarus plant and the Terramorphs and all this a secret. Didn't he?
I mean, this is true because I guess there was a Terramorph outbreak here, but I don't know. I sort of think that he's bombed this entire place to cover it all up and to keep the information to himself. So yeah, that's certainly how I interpreted it.
He saw the potential of the plant as a weapon and hid it away. He killed those people to keep them from sharing what they might have seen. Condemned this whole city to death. He's...
I mean, if he was trying to keep the Terramorph infestation at bay...
Victus. He saw it too.
I guess he was a commander in a tough situation?
He decided to sentence his own soldiers to death. What kind of commander is that? But if the plant was used to trigger the attacks, could Victus have been involved in the massacre on New Atlantis?
That's not really possible, though, because they keep him under tight control.
And there's no one he's in contact with that could help him on the outside? He got a hold of you, didn't he? But I guess we're not getting any more answers right now. Come on, let's go get that last sample.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a point there, because when we first met Victus, he already had, like, some team that was doing some of his dirty work for him, even though he was locked up, right? So it's not impossible for him to use that team to do his bidding. Anyway, let's get back to Kaiser.
Kaiser, try it now!
Unlock successful.
Guys, your sample, it moved. I'd be real careful out there if I were you.
That doesn't sound good. Eyes peeled.
Oh god. Alright. Let's just get ready with this bridger that we found. And yeah, this is a very wide open space out here as well. I'm thinking we might have a bit of a tough fight ahead of us. What's going on in here? Nothing really worthwhile. Kind of a switch here. Didn't seem to do anything. Maybe that comes later. Another room over here. Just gonna have a quick look before we actually try and get that sample. Find Trackers Alliance skip pack. There's some pretty decent stats though. I guess I'm not really using my best gear at the moment. Pacifier. Another switch. Which doesn't really do anything. Alright, well, let's see what we're dealing with here. Okay.
What the hell? Is that the sample? My god, concentrate fire! Shoot!
Watch out!
What is that?
I'm gonna start using some stuff that'll help us here. Damage reduction seems good. I'll take one of those, and also Yeah, the infantry alpha should actually give us some damage, or a damage boost,
Putting out some
rather.
kind of signal. Raiders lighten up. I think you're due for some company.
Please help.
Okay. I guess it's summoning in other critters here.
The signal that thing's putting out to call in those creatures, I think I can nullify it. But I'm gonna need some help. There should be some radar equipment powered up now around the fort. You get those online, and I'll relay my signal through there.
This is useless. You've already lost.
Okay, power up the spaceport something or other. Let me just take a look at that. Spaceport radar dishes. Okay. Well, let's try and get there.
Put down your weapons.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's the switches in the rooms. Let's just immobilize that Terramorph for a second and see if we can make our way to these switches.
I'm going to wear your skin.
Connection received. Broadcasting signal.
Look, it's working. But the thralls, they're attacking the anomaly. Percival, are you doing this?
That's not me. I'm just nulling out the frequency.
We freed them, and they're helping us.
I've still got more capacity. Get to the next dish.
Which one? Which
Oh, God.
one is going to kill you?
No signal online.
It's working.
One more dish, and I should be able to shut it down completely.
Okay. Guess Hadrian's sort of keeping at bay there.
No signal at full power. That should be the end of its connection to its thralls. Now hit it with everything you've got.
Okay, so we just got rid of its, like some of its other sort of allies, if you will. It looks to be fighting other Terramorphs, though, which is kind of weird.
What is this, a new surprise? Let's see what quickly it can be done.
Gonna switch back to our minigun here.
Insufficient.
Thralls, they're not coming after us. I guess we should grab that sample while we can.
Okay, so these other Terramorphs seem to be docile, so that's nice. Anomalous sample.
Good. Now just stash that sample with Kaiser and we're done.
All right.
Final sample secure.
All wrapped up. Time to get the hell out of here. Percival, you should unplug and find somewhere we can talk. Privately.
On it. See you soon.
Okay, all right. Well, that was a bit stressful. Time to, I think it's return to the forward base. Yeah, okay. All right, I guess we can maybe teleport there. Or sorry, fast travel there rather. Just to speed up the process a little bit.
Captain, hello. I am satisfied to see that you survived your most...
Right. Which way do we go? Okay, we're meeting people up there, apparently. And how do we get up there, though? Oh, okay, just over here. Percival?
Look at all of you. Back from the underworld. Got pretty frantic on the comms towards the end there. But it sounded like this was a success. Got everything we need to put this plan in motion.
Is the plan still going to work now that we've got to clean up heat leeches and terramorphs?
Can't be positive until we run some tests. But knowing that the terramorphs have been masquerading as heat leeches all this time is a big find. Arguably makes things more feasible, now that we know what we're dealing with, not less.
Agreed. Plus, I don't think you're gonna have to push real hard to get folks on board with cleaning up one of the galaxy's greatest pests if this is what they're capable of.
But none of that's getting done without the samples. You do have them, right?
Yeah, well, we sure do. Kaiser's got all of the samples in storage.
Ah, best place for them. Now, my connection might have gotten a bit fuzzy there, but do I have it right that Ve Victus knew about this damn plant?
That's what it sounded like.
Guess the old Admiral must have told someone what he learned. Even he's not clever enough to pull off an attack like that from the great beyond.
It's a bit more complicated than that.
Oh, okay. So we can choose not to tell him about Ve Victus. But I mean, we've already told Hadrian about Ve Victus's existence, so screw it, I'm gonna tell him. Actually, we can't rule him out yet, because Ve Victus is alive and under UC custody.
I'm sorry, what? He's pulling my leg, right? Adrian?
No, I don't believe he is.
So that means we have a suspect.
I believe that's exactly what that means. Look, Captain. Percival and we need to get these samples back to the lab. Ensure we'll be able to handle cleaning up the leeches as well as the terramorphs. But Ve Victus is the only solid lead we've got on the attacks. Since you're the only one who knows where he is, can you speak to him? See if you can get him to cough up anything he might know.
Do you want to come speak to him with me?
Captain, I truly don't. He's already shown he's taken an interest in you. I'll be a lot more useful in the lab right now than I would be grilling Francois. So do you think you could do it? Please?
Oh, he and I are gonna have some words.
Good. We'll all meet back at Mast, outside the cabinet chambers. They're gonna want to know everything we've uncovered here. Best of luck, Captain. And thank you for dealing with him.
No worries. 15,000 creds for all of that, that's good. So, let's just take a look at our objective here. Speak to Ve Victus. Okay, simple enough. The question is whether or not I actually want to do other things at this point before we continue with more of the Terramorph defense questline. But, you know, things are getting kind of exciting and there are a lot of twists and turns here. I'm sort of interested in just, like, getting to the very bottom of the questline here, so I think we'll continue on and we'll have a chat with Ve Victus right now. Ah, Eklund Shipbuilders, they used to be stationed here. Interesting. There used to even be an Enhance here as well. Galbank. Yeah, Londinian back in its heyday. And they even have a statue of an Achilles here in the center. Interesting. I wonder if things could be improved in this city. Maybe get the city kick started again. Who knows? Anyway, time to get back to our ship and we'll make our way to New Atlantis again to speak to Ve Victus, but I do want to do a few things before we do that though. We've got stuff to sell. I do want to keep the microgun though. Probably don't want to keep it on me constantly because it is really heavy. So I'll keep the microgun for times when I know that we're going to be dealing with tougher enemies. So let's just take a look here. So looking at our weapons stash. Yeah, here, the microgun. It's like 15 mass, so I'm gonna get rid of that. It's a shame though, because like I had to let go of a few other weapons there which we could have sold. But again, cash is not really a big deal, is it? It's weight is probably the bigger problem. I'm gonna sell the modified breach here because we've been using it for a while, and well, I haven't exactly been using it recently. And I do feel like I think other shotguns are maybe a little bit better than the breach. Yeah, so we should sell things off. Let's see if we can get a move on to... Well, actually, I want to sell things, but I also want to buy some copper as well, guys. So maybe what I'll do is I'll make my way to Aquila City. Don't forget, it's kind of difficult to sell everything off to the one vendor, right? So we'll probably sell, or we'll end up selling things to different vendors. You see security phalanx. Oh, okay, this is the guy that just keeps warning us about the terramorphs that are on this world. We could probably ignore him. So let's make our way to... yeah, I think we'll go to Aquila City. As I said, the first thing I want to do is actually buy some copper. So we're still hoarding copper for the time being. And what we can do is... I don't know if the copper has respawned, but I might have a sleep. And... You know, once we sleep for, I don't know how many hours, but I assume some time has to pass, so I'm gonna sleep for, say, 8 hours or so. And after that, hopefully, there'll be some copper that we can buy here in Aquila City. And also, we should be able to buy some more copper, hopefully, in New Atlantis as well. So... actually... the beds should be on this deck, right? So yeah, let's have a sleep for maybe 7 hours. See how we go. And we can get like a nice, well-rested buff by doing that as well, I think. And I did see some status conditions there. I probably want to try and clear that up. Sleeping didn't seem to heal us, so we're gonna have to use some of our aid products here, which is not a bad thing because, again, a lot of this stuff weighs us down. So heal gel, heal paste, use a heal paste, and don't have a lot of injectors. Yeah, snake oil will do the trick. Alright, feeling much better now. Let's head outside and see if we can have a chat with various vendors about buying some more copper and selling off some of the stuff that we don't want, obviously. I do need to stash away the UC Navy spacesuit. And I really grabbed that because, well, I don't have a plain UC Navy spacesuit right now, so that'll be just something that we stash away in case we want to sort of switch to it at some point.
Well, all kinds.
Let's see. Do you have copper for me? Huh. Right, maybe no copper here. Let's go to our friends at, I think they're called Midtown Minerals. Oh, I completely forgot to sell stuff. Could have done that. We'll come back to that.
Welcome. Them trade authorities been excellent.
There we go. We've got some copper here. Right. And you know what? One thing that I really don't understand is where the location of the trade authority is on this bloody planet, or in this city. Because they might have copper. They most certainly have the most cash to buy all of our stuff, though.
Okay,
Barracks.
let's all just take a breath here. We all want to protect people from the Ashta. We're on the same side here.
The hell with that. This ain't the way things are done, and that's the end of it.
With due respect, I have repeatedly explained that I do not need permission. I came to you in the spirit of cooperation, but if this is the reaction...
20 years, we've done this my way, and it has always worked. Always! Why are you trying to fix something that ain't broke?
Mr. Wilson, we can deal with the Ashta better, safer. We didn't turn down fire or space flight because we managed just fine until that point.
I will not be talked down to like this.
Okay. Miss Alpin, please don't take any further action until we've had some time to think this over. All right?
We need to be smarter, better in the way we handle the Ashta.
Okay, some kind of a problem with the Ashta in the area, I suppose. I can have a chat with Davis here to trigger another, I guess, activity, but I'm sort of reluctant to do that right this moment. I kind of want to progress the Terramorph storyline, the Vanguard storyline. Where'd the guy go? Is he not wanting to sell his stuff to me anymore? He's not here. Oh, this is the guy.
Business quick. Feel free to look around.
Alright, so let's sell this thing here. Definitely a disappointing thing, but at least it gave us a little bit of cash. And he's got no money left. Only 1,600. I could probably use the ship services panel to deal with the trade authority that way. Again, they only have like 5,000 creds though. Suppose it's better than nothing. Ooh, these guys have... Oh no, that's my own copper. My bad. Ooh, they've got copper. Yes, I'll buy all of the copper, thank you. And let's sell. Yeah, we'll get rid of the breach. Again, not enough money here. I don't want to sell this Varun pistol. We've tried this out before and it's not really very good, is it? Oh, my bad. I almost sold off the copper in the ship. My bad. My bad. Yeah, okay. You can't buy stuff from the panel. You can only sell stuff. Forgot about that. Good thing I spotted that, because we'd be collecting copper for ages.
Captain,
now I need to stash all of this copper away. And I also need to stash that UC spacesuit away as well. Just quickly do that right now.
Sometimes I just want to turn off the grab drive.
So Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, does it? I think maybe there's a different type of UC Marine spacesuit, though, that has like a bit of extra armor and stuff. That might be a little bit cooler. Kind of like this one, to be honest. I just don't like how this one has like all of the tiger stripe, as I mentioned in the previous episode, but anyway. Got plenty of resources here. All that copper, so let's just store all of that. And that brings us down to 173. That's decent, actually.
You can float around.
Okay, so let's make our way then to New Atlantis. I mean, I could try and go to Gagarin again to see if we've got more copper there, but it's actually on the way, isn't it? Maybe that's not such a bad idea. I just forget where we actually buy the copper from when we're in Gagarin.
You let Zeneda know that if she steals too many...
Maybe from this place, a general store.
May not look like much, good about but theirs may not be the prettiest.
Alright. Copper. Only a tiny little bit, but
keep
you know
your
what?
eyes open at night for
it's better than nothing. We probably don't need to head back to the ship, right? We can maybe just get to New Atlantis from here. So yeah, let's get to the spaceport. I could drop off the copper, but maybe a little bit later.
You will be scanned as you enter the city.
If you don't see what you... Hope you're finding everything you need. Oh, please, take a look.
Again, dribs and drabs of copper, but yeah. Can't really do anything about that, can I? Yep, you can take that. And they just had enough money for it, which is good. So we're at 190 in terms of weight. I'm not entirely sure why we've got 215 right now. Is it because we've got something activated that's giving us a bit of a boost? Possibly. But I'm not going to complain. 215. 215 is good. Alright, so let's see if we can have a chat with Ve Victus. See what he knows about the entire thing. Obviously, he's our prime suspect, though, so we're gonna question him hard. I don't know if he's gonna try and pretend like he doesn't know, but yeah, we'll see. Okay, why does it keep pointing me there? I'm pretty sure we can go to where we need to go by taking this left? Yeah. Yeah, very weird. Speaking of weird, guys, I hope that a lot of the weirdness of the game has been patched somewhat, because at the time of recording this, a new patch has actually come out for the game, and you know, I assume that it's patched out various, you know, maybe game-breaking bugs or quest-breaking bugs, and, well, I'm secretly hoping that it has added some, you know, much needed quality of life improvements as well, but I mean, who knows? I'm still sort of seeing that the game is basically the same as before, but yeah. Hey Victus.
Well,
we are back.
What a pleasant surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for?
I don't know. Is there anything you want to tell me about your time in Londinian?
I haven't been to Londinian in many years. Why? Is there some way I could be of assistance? Were you able to recover what you were looking for?
Okay, maybe he's playing dumb with us. Oh, we did. And a whole lot more.
Good news then. So, what exactly are you doing here? Plenty still to be done in defeating the Terramorphs, no?
We found a recording of you discussing the use of Terramorphs as a weapon.
Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this recording, but I sincerely hope you didn't come to the wrong conclusions. After all, given the Cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might misinterpret such a discovery to mean I could have been involved with the attacks. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us.
Okay guys, sorry. I had to step away for a second there. Yeah, I'm not buying what he's got to offer here. I really don't trust this guy. Nah, sorry mate, but I am telling the Cabinet what we learned. Consider this your chance to come clean.
You know, you're far more clever than I expected. You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti. New Atlantis. My doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I. Figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian. Learning to synthesize it. Use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing.
Associate? Who have you been working with?
All in due time. First, I want to see if you're truly as astute as you appear. So why would someone like me go through all this trouble?
No better way to show the UC what a deadly weapon they have in the Lazarus plant than to use it.
Not a bad thought. But no. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found. But we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport. Fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's Terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential.
You didn't even trust your own people in the UC?
These were the final days of the colony war, Captain. The Freestar Collective had spies everywhere. I was concerned that if word got out, the Collective could swoop down, start breeding Lazarus plants, and overrun our worlds with waves of Terramorphs. Just like what was happening on Londinian at that very moment. Sealing off the city to prevent mass death? It was the only option that made sense at the time.
I don't know. I mean, he's putting the Freestar Collective as a reason here to not do the right thing, which is technically to hand it over to the UC. Yeah, that information should have been handed over, secured it to keep it from ever being used.
It's easy to judge now. In that moment, I wasn't about to add another dangerous variable to an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You.
And why the hell do you care if the UC wants you as an advisor?
Why would I want to be in the good graces of the people who control my very life? I don't know, Captain. Maybe I still dream of a life outside these walls someday. A new face would be needed, of course, but it wasn't an impossibility. Though now, I'm not so sure.
How could you have coordinated all of this from here?
It wasn't easy. But the beauty of being loathed is that people will do whatever they can not to deal with you. They wanted to pretend I didn't exist. And so I used their blind eye to my advantage. Still, establishing a back channel to Orlays via the UC recovery teams was painstaking work. I've led campaigns less nerve-wracking. They believed they were luring in wanted criminals, but were in fact delivering precisely encoded slates, filled with instructions invisible to any but their recipient, dropped off at just the right moments to fall into the proper hands, all without the UC realizing whom you were actually dealing with. Slow work. But as you can see, ultimately effective.
So you murdered UC citizens because of some slight against your honor? You're sick.
There are no heroes without a villain. I simply arranged the opportunity for us to overcome one and become the other. And we all benefited. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday.
They'd be honoring me for cleaning up your messes.
You're being honored only because I arranged the situations where it could happen. Be grateful. And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orleza's role in the attacks to the cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlez and Orlez alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together.
Okay, so we're gonna have to make a decision here. So he's apparently got a long list of things for us to do, but I'm not entirely sure if that's actually questline stuff or if it's just simply, here's another mission board and you can eliminate a whole bunch of people, you know? Like we do with all the other board type work that we get. What kind of work are we talking about here?
Hunting down criminals and other threats to the United Colonies. I expect they'll give me a bit more free range once this is all over. You would help me, like you did with Orlez, track them down and keep them from doing harm to the United Colonies. Impossible, though, if the cabinet learns I'm the one responsible for the attacks.
Yeah, it sort of seems that way. Very similar to the work that we're already currently doing. I guess he's just going to be another one of those quest givers, almost. I don't know. I mean, he has set in motion things that would prevent Terramorph attacks from happening again into the future. So that is a really good thing, but I don't know if it can excuse the fact that he killed a whole bunch of people to do that. So, yeah, you think I'm just gonna forget the fact that you killed people to accomplish your good works?
And how many have you killed to get where you are now? There are no great works that don't cost lives, Captain. Whether it's winning a war or digging a tram tunnel. So we sacrificed a few dozen in the attacks to possibly protect millions. That seems like a fair exchange to me. I only hope you'll see the same and leave my name out of the discussions to come.
You know what, I hope you've enjoyed this talk, because once I tell Cabinet, it'll probably be your last.
That is a pity, Captain. But I'm in no position to negotiate. Though we needn't be enemies, you and I. Just think about the opportunity I've provided here. There are more on the horizon. If you do the right thing.
Okay. There we go. So he's proposed us to leave his name out of it. But I mean, we've already talked about it with Hadrian and stuff, and I don't know how we could give excuses to her to let her, you know, her father run free out of, you know, after all he's done. But anyway, this seems like a pretty good place for a break, guys. And when we come back, we have to speak to Hadrian and Percival about what we've learned from Vae Victus and progress things from there. Hope you guys look forward to it. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. As usual, leave a like or a dislike or a comment or two down below. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.